Hello, everybody. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Friday, 24th of April. Today's webinar with myself, Matt Wiles, and my trusty assistant, Josh Gill. Hi, Josh. Are you there?
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me, Matt?
Yeah, I'll just turn my volume down. There we go. Perfect. All good. Looks like we're all good to go, Josh.
Yes, perfect. So it's a Friday. It's very sunny outside. So I can imagine a lot of people are going to be enjoying the weather. It is absolutely baking hot here in Harrogate. It really is very hot outside.
Yeah, it's lovely. It's lovely.
It
But
is
with that said, we have quite a few people here as well. So
yes.
throughout this next webinar, there'll be people coming and going. So hello to everyone. Thanks for joining today. And all we ask is for 45 minutes of your time today,
Yeah.
and we can show you a few new things that we haven't shown you. So it's worth joining every day because we've been saying it from the start, haven't we, Josh? There's always at least one or two things that you can take away from each session.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
It's
we're gonna.
as long as we can help in one way. Even if you take one tip, or even if you know of one more tool that you can potentially use and use later on down the line, then that's our job done in terms of that day's webinar.
So I just want to say though before we go on, sorry, Josh, is first of all, hi everyone, hi Martin, Phil, Mark, Leo, Donna, Julia, to answer Julia's question. So what we're doing is, Julia, if you've received an email about an 11 a.m. webinar, then that's maybe a bit of a cross communication there, because what we're doing is this webinar at 2 p.m. is for all UK businesses, pretty much businesses we don't know. We don't work with you. We're just giving you free advice and see how we get on with that. The 11 a.m. webinar, though, is for our customers, for Infoserve customers. So we're launching an 11 a.m. webinar Wednesday. Now, none of you really need to attend that, but you may get an email. So feel free to jump in. But it is going to be talking about the Infoserve products that they have. So it will be related to more of the specific products. So
it's mainly kind of, sorry to interrupt, it's mainly kind of covering the dashboards, how to make the most out of the dashboards, and kind of tips and tricks. There will be some stuff that we mention, obviously, in these webinars that we will be mentioning in there as well to our current customers. But the kind of the main aim of that is just to kind of get our customers involved, show them the dashboard. We've had lots and lots of questions. We've even got some customers in this webinar series that we're watching right now.
okay.
So yeah.
Yeah, basically that's it. So it's here we are, 2 p.m. again, and we're continuing these free webinars for small businesses. We're continuing them into next week, so that's really good news. Now we recognise it's a nice day, but we've got some really good stuff to go through with you today. And you'll be able to have a look at those things over the weekend or this afternoon. So we're going to go over those things. So hi, everyone. Okay, so Josh, if you want to just maybe type away a couple of the questions in chat. What I'm going to do is crack on with what we're talking about today. And again, Josh has got some really good things he wants to go through with you, technical bits and bobs about Google today. It's more about the Google side of things. And so yeah, let's get on with it. Obviously, Infoserve, as you know by now, is a Google Premium Partner and Microsoft Elite Partner. We have to say that, by the way. We have to say this at the start of each presentation. That's the highest level of partnership you can have with those two search engines. So that's us. What we've done is we've got something exclusive for you guys, and we're going to start to kind of communicate this more next week, because we're seeing a lot of people unexpectedly get in touch and say they want more help. They've had our free help and they're really doing well, and they want more help. And it's amazing. It genuinely is amazing. We did not expect this at this time, COVID-19 and all that. We did not expect anyone to turn around and say, can we pay you to do X? So we're launching a really exclusive management and support plan for you, small business owners, that you can downgrade and upgrade at any time. So it's really flexible and it's really affordable. Here it is. And what I'm going to do is I'm leaving this on screen. because you might want to pause this when you watch this back, or for those people that are rewatching it, here's a good screen to pause on, because what we're launching for small businesses is a really, really affordable but powerful plan. 3 different plans that you can choose from: Starter, Pro, Elite, and we think that this is very very easy and affordable. So Josh is saying it's a little bit blurry. Is that right, Josh? Let me just check. Shouldn't be. Should be okay, Josh. I can't hear you. Should be okay.
Yeah. So it's just the smaller text. It's just settled down now, just as you've done it again there. So that's
okay. Well, so like I say, guys, it's just food for thought. We're unexpectedly getting people asking us for help, and we didn't expect this during the COVID-19. So we've put together all of our best and most powerful support and services into 3 simple plans. And if you need any support or any help with any of your local listings, or if you want more citations, or if you want a dedicated consultant, so you basically want to employ us, a dedicated digital marketing consultant, you can now do that. So this is you taking on digital marketing consultancy, and it's from £25 a month. So we've tried to keep it as attractive as possible. And obviously you can see that there's different levels available. So if you want website and SEO support, that is the middle tier. If you want to really go and look at getting lots of inquiries and lots of help with your PPC, then the highest tier is for you, the highest plan. So there's 3 different plans there, depending on your needs. And we've really created this for the bespoke for you guys, because you're asking us so many questions about PPC, SEO, and we'd love to sort of give you a bit of a plan to help you through the next few months. So that in mind, it is exclusively for you guys. We built it really just for you. And so if you want to contact us, if you want to get in touch with us, infoserve.com/COVID. So infoserve.com/COVID, and just request a free one-to-one. So that, we'll sort it out during the free one-to-one. So just go to that page and then request a free one-to-one. Obviously, then we can work out what's right for you and see what the situation is. Okay, so that's just a little bit of extra help if anyone wants it. We're blown away by the amount of people that have been asking for, and they're saying, we want to pay you. Well, if that's the case, then obviously we'd love to help. But we want to give you more free advice, and we're helping you through these webinars, and we're showing you how to do it yourself. And so that's the objective, is completely free advice here and helping you through this time. But today we're looking at the Google search, and we're looking at what you can do with the Google Search Console. And before we do get into that, I wanted to just pick on something called Google crawling, because we've also had some questions about how often is my website crawled, and what does Google look out for? What does Google actually look for on web pages? Well, Google sends out crawlers. And crawlers are constantly looking on the internet, on the websites out there in the world, and it's looking at your web pages, and it's looking at links on those pages. And what is that all about? Well, once Google's looked at your website, they take note of key signals from keywords on your website to the content freshness. So, are you updating the content? Have you got the relevant keywords on your website as to what you do? And then it will start to index your website into the right places. A bit like a library, you could say. So it starts to index your website. And so it's looking for keywords, and it's looking at content, and it's looking at headings. And what it's looking for to do is get your website found when someone's searching with a keyword. And it has to be relevant. So relevance is when a web page, specifically the headings and the body content on your website. So when your website, the headings and body, contains the same keywords as what someone is searching for. So there's a search query being made on Google. Relevance is when your website contains those same keywords, and your website will then get found on Google for that search query. So it's really important to consider, what are people searching for? you've got to really expand the mind there and think about how people are searching. What are they searching for? And you've got to think about that content intelligently, because relevance answers the search query. So it's answering the search query rather than just repeating the same question. So, for example, if someone searches for dogs, so someone's on Google searching for dogs, bad relevancy or a bad situation would be where you're repeating the word dogs on your website. So you've got a website and it's and you're repeating the word dogs hundreds of times. That is not good. Good relevancy is when the website contains content beyond the keyword dogs, such as pictures of dogs, videos, or it has a list of breeds. So now start to think about how that works for you and your business and your industry. Do you have pictures of what you offer? And do you label those pictures with image alt tags? We've talked about image alt tags in previous sessions. Do you have videos about the work and the services? Do you, in this example, we're saying about a list of breeds. Well, maybe could you expand your content and talk about beyond your service and the industry? You've got to have relevant content beyond the main keyword, in this case, dogs. So this is just all about relevancy and how Google crawls your website. What does Google do when it crawls your website? It's looking for that relevancy, and then it matches your website to the search query when that search query happens. And so with all of this in mind, there are tools that we've been talking to you about yesterday and today. Yesterday, we looked at Google Analytics, and today we're looking a bit more at the Google Search Console. Mm-hmm. And this is what can really help you with your website and making sure you're getting found for the right keywords, et cetera, et cetera. Google Search Console is essential. It measures your site traffic and performance, and it fixes issues to make your site shine in the Google search results. And that's a quote from Google. So that's why I've used the word site shine, because Google is saying here that it's measuring your performance, and it helps you get found in the Google search results. Hint, hint. So you got to use Google Search Console. And Josh is going to go into this.
Yes.
But it basically, it tells you what people are querying, what people are searching for. What did they do to get to your site? And it looks at various other things as well. So we're going to look at that in a second. But what it allows you to do as well is submit sitemaps. And I think Josh might talk about the sitemap thing in a minute, but sitemap's really important. Reviews, you can review your index coverage as well. So you can actually see what Google has indexed. Remember, if I just quickly go back to that index thing, there's what Google does, is it indexes various different pages on your website by taking note of key signals on your website. So what Google Search Console does is you'll be able to review your index. What does Google actually index? And you'll be able to see what's happening there. And you'll also get alerts on Google Search Console. So we use Google Search Console a lot because it alerts us to any problems or any errors that have come up on our website. And that happens on a weekly basis. So it's really useful. And so I'm just going to hand over to Josh because he's got a bit of a technical walkthrough to go through here. So if I just stop my screen sharing, and we're going to go through the Google Search Console and how it benefits you. So Josh, I hand it over to you. Go for it.
Brilliant. Can you see the presentation there, Matt? Perfect.
All good.
So Search Console, what it is, first of all, and how to set it up. So Search Console, you can do a number of things on Search Console. It is a really, really useful tool. So what you can do is, as Matt has kind of just quickly run through this, I thought I'd put them into kind of bullet points for you. You can optimize your website content with the search analytics. What I mean by that, you can have a look at the pages which are best performing in terms of impressions and clicks. And you can even kind of track your position on Google on here as well. You can submit updated content to Google. As Matt has touched upon, is the sitemaps. Any changes you make to your site, you've changed any of the sitemap, you can just update that content straight to Google. A couple of webinars ago, we had a really good question. I can't remember who asked it, unfortunately, but they asked a question of, does Google kind of crawl your website, will it automatically find these changes? Yes, it will. Google are constantly crawling websites and having a look to see what changes have been made on a website. You can submit all those changes straight to Google. So instead of waiting for them to have a look to see what you've changed, you can simply submit all the changes straight to Google. And that's through Search Console. As we've mentioned, you can monitor search performance, you can track clicks, impressions, all this kind of juicy stuff, which I'm going to go through. As Matt mentioned as well, you get alerts on issues, if there's any broken links, and then some recommendations as well from Google themselves. I think the big one here as well is you really do start to understand how Google actually indexes your site. And all that means is that's how Google sees your pages, basically. That's what indexes mean. So you understand how Google kind of sees your pages and how it sees your website. Using this tool will help you understand exactly how Google does that. So we have got a live demo of Search Console. I didn't put these animations in; these are Matt's. But let's have a look. So,
sorry, Josh.
No, that's fine. I just copy and pasted your slides there. Can you see my screen here? Can you see Search Console?
Yep.
Brilliant. So,
quick one, Josh. Quick one. Sorry, Phil.
Yeah.
Phil's asking, how do you access Google Search Console?
So to access Google Search Console, I do actually have a link in the next slide. I will show you how to get to here. But all you do is type in either Google Search, Google Search Console, and it will pop up, or the URL is search.google.com. And then have a look on there. Again, if you haven't created an account, I am going to walk through how you do create an account and how you do verify your domain. What I'm going to do first, I'm just going to show you the benefits of using Search Console and some cool little nifty tricks that you can use. I ran a poll in the chat. I asked if anyone has used Search Console before. 71% of the people in this webinar haven't used Search Console before. So I think this is a very kind of good session to kind of go through. So once you are all set up, you will have this page presented to you. This is your overview tab. This is absolutely everything to do with kind of Search Console. So all I'm going to do, you've got all your different options on the left hand side. You can track performance, you can insert your sitemaps. But the one thing that I find really useful that I use quite regularly is the performance tab. Two ways of getting to the performance tab. You can click open report here, or you can click on the performance tab on the left hand side. So I'm just going to open up the performance tab. This is for Infoserve over the kind of the last 3 months. So on here, as you can see, I can track my clicks and my impressions for the queries that I'm getting found for at the moment. This is really valuable, really juicy information that you can use in any of your kind of marketing campaigns and having a look at kind of what pages work best. Having a look at what pages work best, all I'm going to do is kind of go to pages and it will list the pages that have currently been indexed through Google Search Console. So one thing that I find really useful is having to look to see the change in kind of devices and kind of see how many more people are kind of using a device compared to another one, for instance. A nice little nifty trick that you can do is you can click on devices, you can have a look at your clicks and impressions. And again, these change depending on what you click. If I click on click-through rate, it will show me my click-through rate. So all click-through rate means is your total impressions divided by the amount of clicks that you get. And that's your click-through rate. How many people have seen it and how many people have actually clicked on it depends on your click-through rate. And you can also show your average position. Again, this is some really, really valuable information. So if I was to go into queries, for instance, I can see for kind of Infoserve, our click-through rate is 9.7, which is a fairly good click-through rate that we've got there. One thing I would like to kind of highlight, especially kind of with using this, is the compare. So what you can do is you can actually compare between like previous 28 days or previous 3 months compared to the previous period. So what I mean by that, a good example is, let's go onto devices, for instance. Let's see how many more people are using mobile and desktop compared to the previous 3 months. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the filters up here, and I'm going to change it. You've got all different options. Again, have a play around with these. There's some really cool stuff you can do in here. I'm going to click and compare. And I'm going to compare the last 3 months to the previous period. So to compare the last 3 months compared to the previous 3 months. So I'm just going to click apply. So I'm going to get rid of all these. I'm just going to look at clicks for now. So I can see I've previously filtered here. So all I'm doing in here is filtering it even more, and I can filter by device. I can filter by difference, for instance. I'm just going to click on difference. And then in here, I can clearly see that the last 3 months, I've had 105 clicks organically. This isn't in total, obviously. This is for keywords that I'm getting found for organically. That is Google Search Console in a nutshell. It's tracking your SEO. So I can see the last 3 months I've had 105 clicks on mobile compared to 82 clicks from the previous 3 months. So I can see that the difference there is 23 clicks, which is perfect. That's exactly what I'm wanting to see. I'm wanting to see an increase in mobile clicks and desktop clicks. And as you can see, I can track that perfectly here. So let's have a look at impressions. Let's see how many people are finding me online. So all I'm doing is just changing it to impressions at the top. And again, it can clearly show you that on mobile, for instance, we've gone to 501 clicks compared to 424. And again, with desktop, 1,641 compared to 1,440. This is really, really juicy stuff that you can compare here. And again, your kind of click-through rate as well. And again, this is just on devices. We're going to go into kind of pages and queries kind of later on. But again, we can see that I have got a positive difference for my click-through rate on mobile and desktop. So the work that we've been doing on the Infoserve site is obviously paying off. We're getting more people coming through on desktop and mobile. We're getting more impressions on our search terms. And we are also getting more people click through from the impressions to the clicks as well. So these are all positive findings that we've found out so far. Mobile is the only thing, tablet, sorry, I can see we have a difference of minus 11% on there. Again, I'm not too kind of fussed around kind of tablet. The majority of traffic is kind of mobile and desktop. However, I can see I do get a 33% click-through rate on tablet. So on tablets, for whatever reason, these people are clicking through more. So it might be something to kind of have a look at there. It might be something that I can potentially improve on to get more traffic. If I've got a high click-through rate, all I need to do is get found more. So Phil's got a question. These clicks, etc., are for a particular search term and will be different for each search term. Where does it show the term of all these clicks? Okay, so as I mentioned, I was showing devices there. What I can do is I can go on to queries, and it will show the queries that I'm getting found for. So one thing that I kind of like to do on queries, for instance, is the most juicy one is tracking your position. So I'm just going to take off clicks, and I'm just going to select average position. I can then, let me just take off the compare, for instance. Let me go for the last 3 months. Let's see kind of what positions we have. And I can filter the position so I can see what I'm getting found for in position 1. So position 1 at the moment, digital marketing companies near me. That's brilliant. That's exactly what we are wanting to get found for. Digital marketing agency, position 1. Marketing agency, position 1. And then we've got Infoserve. We've got our brand names, which makes sense. Search console, it won't track 100% of all the clicks. It's due to data protection. They can only kind of track clicks if people are signed in on a Google account, for instance. They have changed. They won't show you all of the search terms you get found for, unfortunately. They will show the majority, and you do get a really good understanding of what you are kind of improving and the way it works. So again, that's purely kind of position there, and then I can layer clicks over the top as well. I can see how many clicks I'm getting, and I can also have a look at impressions as well. So yeah, so that is the kind of just a quick kind of overview of Search Console. And again, this compare tab is really, really juicy stuff. You can really see your average position. You can see the difference. You can see where we have kind of made a difference. Obviously, we didn't have a COVID page before, so it makes sense as to why COVID has the biggest difference on there in terms of getting found organically. People typing in COVID-19 small business. Again, Google AdWords COVID, we've seen a huge impression in there as well. Makes sense because obviously we are doing a lot this webinar here, this support series. So Sarah's asked, what is average position? What does it actually mean? So your average position is the position on a search term. So if I was to just go to another page, for instance, let me just do a quick search. I'll just do our brand name search, Infoserve. So your average position. So here we go. You got position 1 there, position 2. Position 3, position 4, position 5. When they are referring to average position, that's what they mean by the average position. So again, it will take an average of all your search terms and divide it by the search terms, and that's your average position across all of them. What is the highest position number that is still on page 1? That's 1. Position 1, position 2, position 3, position 4. And again, the only reason why it's like 9.3 is because they divide by the amount of search terms you get found for. The lower the average position in terms of number, the higher you are, if that makes sense, because you want to be position 1, not position 2. And again, you can filter this and you can see the kind of difference that your kind of work is making on here. Again, we've got digital marketing companies near me. We've recently kind of come into number 1 there. Again, these are some really juicy kind of stats and facts around kind of what's working. One thing I like to look at as well is the pages. Let's have a look at kind of what pages are getting found for the most. You can see the difference compared to the last 3 months. I can see more people are interacting with our homepage. I can see more people are interacting with our COVID page. Again, these are purely on search. So this is what people are clicking through from finding us on Google. This isn't analytics. This won't show you the number of people in total, no matter where they've come from. This is purely for search, hence why the numbers seem quite low. Speaking of analytics, I am going to show you how you can link this up to your analytics accounts, so then you can track all of this information directly in the analytics account. So instead of moving between two, you can simply go into analytics and you can track. I'll just give you a quick preview of that. So I can go into Search Console. I've gone to Acquisition, Search Console, and then Landing Pages. And again, because it's all linked up, it will show you your average position on all of your different pages that you have there, your clicks, your impressions, all that type of stuff. And again, this kind of gives you an overall view of your landing pages and how they work. I'll show you how to set that all up. So Phil, I mean, what's the highest number? That's page 1, e.g. is position 12 on page 1. Oh, I see what you mean. So there's 10 positions on SEO for the organic results. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes, always 10 results on one page. There, Google have done that really nice and easy for us. So 10 is the highest position on page 1. I was looking at, I should have taken a picture of the graph actually. I was looking at this graph earlier on today on the difference between click-through rates between position 1, position 2, and then everything else. You will be amazed. I think I don't want to just say incorrect facts. So let me get back to you on that one. But I believe it's around where you get 15% click-through rate in position 2, and then position 3 you only get a 5% click-through rate. So the difference between those two, let's say you've got 1,000 website visitors and impressions, the difference between obviously 5% and 5% and 15% ends up being like a 7 times increase in traffic just from being in that one position. So it really, really does kind of affect the amount of people that you bring through. Anyway, I'm digressing there. So back to our presentation. So just to give you these animations last forever. So what you can monitor your clicks and impressions. You can monitor the keywords you get found for. You can monitor your average search position, and you can monitor your click-through rates. This is all really juicy information to see if the tips and tricks that you're implementing really is working, and you can track your position, which is just to say this is a free tool. It's absolutely incredible what Google offers here for free. A lot of business, a lot of kind of tools out there will charge you for tracking your position, but again, you can do it right directly in Google Search Console completely for free. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to show you how to set up Search Console and the best ways to kind of go about it. So the first thing I'd like you guys to do is go to search.google.com/search-console/about. I will share that with you guys now in the chat, and then you guys can go onto there. Let me just put that in here. There you go. So in there, once you kind of click onto there, that's the about page. It will show you everything about kind of Google Search Console. Here it is. Here's that page. And again, you can see exactly what they track. And then all you have to do is click Start Now. You click Start Now. Mine will take me into my account straight away because I'm already logged in. But you will be presented with a couple of options. So instead of that loading, I will show you the options that you will be presented with. So this is what you'll be presented with when you first log into Search Console. This is basically choosing how you are going to verify your website with Google. Now, there's the domain or URL prefix. Don't worry too much about what these mean. Again, this is very jargony, very techy stuff. The top and bottom of it, what you can do is you can put your domain name into here. So you put, let me just put Infoserve.com, for instance, and it will show me how to input this text into your DNS provider, so you can sign into your domain name provider, e.g. GoDaddy or Namecheap here, and you can copy the text record and you can put it into the DNS configuration. Again, this is very techy stuff. There is an easy way of doing this, but the domain kind of authorization will track all of your URLs, including subdomains. It doesn't matter if it's HTTPS or HTTP. The domain will cover absolutely everything. It is a bit more tricky to install, though. Again, in here, when you go into here, you can choose your DNS provider. You can choose, again, there's some very popular names in here, whoever is your hosting provider. Again, this is the kind of techie way to do it. You might need some help with the web developer. The way that I'd recommend to kind of link up Search Console and verify it would be to use URL prefix, and make sure that you use the secure version of your website. So I'm just going to log onto the Infoserve site, copy that URL, and I'm just going to pop it in here. So once I click continue, again, you have multiple ways of verifying your website. One, you can upload the HTML file straight to your website. Very easy to do. Two, you can add metadata tag to your site's homepage. Again, we've shown you kind of title tags and metadata tags and stuff. You can just simply update that to your site's homepage. Three, probably the way that I'd recommend to do it is use your Google Analytics account. If you already have your Google Analytics account, it is very easy to use. You can just simply, especially with you already verified it through Google Analytics, all you have to do is link up those two accounts and it'll verify it for you instantly. That would be the way I'd probably recommend to kind of use this on your to link up Search Analytics. Google Analytics and Search Console. That's a cross between the two. You can use Google Tag Manager. We mentioned Google Tag Manager. All Google Tag Manager is a place where you can keep all your tags in one place. You've got your Facebook pixel, you've got your Microsoft ads, you've got your Google ads, all of these tags all bloating up the code. You can use Google Tag Manager. And again, you can associate a DNS record with Google as well. Again, I'd recommend just using Google Analytics. So let me show you how to link that up together. So before we kind of go to this step, I I showed you analytics yesterday. Yesterday showed you how to log in. Hopefully you've all got your analytics accounts now, and it's going to be start gathering some data. So an easy way to connect these two up together, I'm just going to go to admin at the bottom left here. I'm going to click on admin, and it'll bring up all of my options. In product linking, which is just here, I want to be going to all products. Once I'm in here, you can see that you can link up your Google Ads, you can link up Search Console, and there are multiple things that you can use to link up together. And again, in here, it will be just a simple button that might say add link, for instance. I'm just going to view the link for now. And you can add the link and it will link up Search Console with analytics, which is perfect. So once you then have your Search Console account, you simply log in. You log in, you go through the URL prefix, and then that's how you can link it all up together. Perfect. So let me just run that through with you again. So go to searchgoogle.com. I've put the link in the chat. You can choose the two other options. I'd recommend URL prefix. It's a lot easier to do if you're not that techie. Verify with either method you prefer. I would suggest kind of linking up Google Analytics and Search Console together. And again, make sure these are all linked together. So that's pretty much how to set up Search Console. It's very easy to do. Again, if you do get into kind of any trouble, please do give us a shout. Perfect. So my MacBook is pinging away. So Michelle mentioned that you can't find admin. Let's have a look. So in your Google Analytics, I'm going to need to close this chat. So go to your analytics, and then in here you will have your settings at the bottom. This page might be kind of collapsed. In some cases, it can show collapsed. There's like a little collapse button there. It's just this settings cog. If you click that in the bottom left-hand corner, Michelle, that is your admin tab. Again, there's this little arrow here that expands it. And again, once you're in there, products linking, all products, and then link up your Google accounts. Brilliant. So that's pretty much Search Console in a nutshell. I don't want to bog your minds too much with kind of what's going on here. Again, the one thing to take away is the fact that you can compare all of your data in terms of average position and click-through rate as well. You can really kind of hone in on the pages which are getting found for the most on Google. You can track the position, you can track the average click-through rate. You can see if for instance you've got a really good kind of click-through rate, then all you need to do is start driving more traffic to that page to start kind of generating more inquiries. Again, this is a really useful tool. For this to all work perfectly, you need to upload a sitemap. So a sitemap is, as it says, is a map of the site. All of you should have a sitemap on your website, and you can upload the sitemap directly into Sitemaps here, which is just on the left-hand side. And that's how you let Google know of any of any changes to your website. You just upload your sitemap straight into the Sitemaps option there. Again, there is loads of stuff, loads of cool things in here, like coverage, for instance. This will show you any errors, see which pages Google can or can't index in your site and why. Again, luckily we don't have any errors, which is perfect. And again, this will show you of any errors which are happening, and and it will show you why Google can't show these on Google search as well as others. Perfect. So I can see we've got some questions. I'm just going to answer some questions. Already have the console verified, so how can I link the photos on top of the admin button, Josh and Matt? It's going to get addictive. Yes, definitely, Michelle. It definitely is. You've already have console verified, so how do you make the link? So again, if you've already got console verified, if you just go into analytics and click on admin, and then once you click on admin, products linking, and then all products there, You click on that, and then you can adjust the link with Search Console. There we go. As you can see, you can link Search Console. That's what it'll say initially. I'm actually on a different website to the Infoserve one. So you can link Search Console. You click on that, click Add, and then it'll bring you through to Search Console, and you can see kind of your site in Search Console there. If you have a verified site, you can just click straight onto it, and then that's it. Boom! You can select your search your website, and then those two will all be linked together. Let me just go back on the Infoserve one. Perfect. So yeah, that's brilliant, Michelle. Brilliant. When I click on links, I just get no data. I do have lots of links. Thanks. Are you Leo? Are you referring to the links in the admin section, the product linking where it says all products? Is that the links that you're referring to there? Please let me know if that is, and I can answer your questions. But yeah, in terms of Search Console, again, I find it really useful to track kind of these pages and have a look at the clicks and the impressions. And again, you can compare this data with the last 3 months. You can compare this data with the last year, or you can put in a custom time frame, and you can really see if what you're doing is really making a difference, and track your position. And again, once that is all installed into analytics, what you can do is you can go into analytics, click on acquisition, click on Search Console, and again, let's have a look at kind of queries, for instance. Go into queries, and we can see kind of what we're getting found for. You can go into landing pages, and you can see exactly what landing pages are working the best for you. And again, this will all be linked up to analytics, so you can really kind of track conversions and really find out what's going on Google search terms. Brilliant. So that's pretty much everything to kind of go through Search Console. I'm just gonna bring up this here. Anything else to add, Matt?
I had to unmute myself. Sorry.
That's fine.
Fantastic, Josh. Really helpful. Just checking the chat as well. Has everybody found that useful? Hopefully we've all taken one or two things away from that. Great to hear your feedback. But yeah, I found that really good, Josh. And some, like you say, same as that yesterday. There's even things that I haven't been checking recently, so it's a good reminder, including the sitemap stuff. I know how important sitemap is to Google. Yes. So hope everyone's found that useful. Yeah, just checking if there's any other questions on
Rebecca. I would make sure that you have your a good idea. So whatever kind of Google account you're using for your company GMB, I would make sure that's the same Google account for your analytics and for your Search Console. Again, one good thing to do would be is if you have your personal account, keep that personal, and then have a separate Google account just for your business. And that way that account can have all of your business information on there, and you can link them up. I believe they have to be on the same Google account. I believe they do actually have to be on the same Google account for you to link them together. And again, make sure that kind of it's just good practice to have everything all in one place, really.
Brill. Okay. So that was a good walkthrough. Thank you so much, Josh. And Josh, you might want to hide our video. I put it to the top right, but I don't know if it's covered. But if there's anyone that needs any extra help, because this is obviously free and really useful, and there's been tons of useful advice here. But as I said at the start, and this isn't a pitch or anything like that. It's just we're getting so many questions. We're overwhelmed by the response to these webinars, because there's lots of people watching them back as well. So we're getting hundreds of people asking for help, and we want to help more. But understandably, as a business, we've only got so much time in the day to help business owners. So we can indeed help you with more advanced stuff, and even support you full time if needs be. So we want to give you that option to hire us as a digital marketing team, as a digital marketing consultant, and you can hire us for, to fix or to help you with more of the advanced stuff. And it all starts from, £25. So we've kept it really, really low cost and affordable. And if you want even more advanced help with SEO, or if you want us to advise you on conversion rate optimization on a monthly basis, this is monthly, so it would be going on and on and on. You'll get a dedicated consultant, you'll get dedicated digital marketing audits sent through to you, and you'll get all the things that you need in terms of support, or even management where we can. And it's all there for you, and it's cheaper than hiring someone. Or it's probably, how valuable is your time? If 3, 4, 5 hours a month is worth 100 quid or 300 quid, whatever it may be, then this is maybe something to consider. So we're just giving it as a consideration. We don't want to push it too hard. It's just that we're getting so many questions. We're truly humbled. So thank you so much for your feedback and support so far. And if you'd like to hire us, then we'd love to help you.
So just
all you need to do is go to infoserve.com /COVID and just request a one-to-one. So infoserve.com /COVID and request a one-to-one, and you can basically hire us. Exactly. That simple. Yeah. So, but all of this has been really helpful, and it is truly free. There's nothing in it for us, so it's just a case of hopefully you've taken away something today. We really love to hear your feedback. We hope we're doing this in the right way. We hope we're delivering this in the best way as well. We want to make sure that we're clear, concise, and helpful, and that's kind of been our mantra. So, did we do okay today? Did Josh do well? It was fantastic what Josh has done. What else do you want from us? Let us know, just give us that feedback. What do you want to know? What do you want to learn about? Is there something you want us to go back on? Just let us know and we'll do it. And we'll
just to answer a couple of questions, Leo, the links tab on Search Console. So let me just share my screen again, just so I can show you. So Leo, the links tab down here on Search Console, that's for your links to kind of other pages. If other pages are linking to you, or if you're linking to other pages, that's what those links are for. That's not for linking up analytics and Search Console together. Just to kind of clarify that there, Leo. Matt, Leo's asked, are those prices plus VAT or are they inclusive of?
Great question, Leo. I couldn't probably fit it all on. We're really building this for you guys, so it's plus VAT because it's I think B2B you normally quote excluding VAT, don't you? So it's those you need to add VAT, but I don't think the VAT is much, is it, onto kind of prices like that. So no. Hopefully your VAT registered and everything, but from 25 quid, I think it's worth giving it a shot personally. But it's there, links at the top of the chat. We more than anything, we just want you to take things away from these webinars and leave us feedback. What do you want to know next? What do you want to know from us next?
Exactly.
And we've someone in the chat's mentioned not heard from us. We'll definitely be reaching out to you. And Josh, if you could follow up just after this with the one that we've maybe missed there, but we'll definitely be we've got a list of you guys, so we're definitely going to get round to you. If not today, it'll be Monday. We can absolutely promise that. So just drop us a message on infoserve.com /COVID. If there's anything you want to know next, please just let us know. Drop us a message on infoserve.com /COVID if you want to know anything. There's a couple more questions. We're just going to get through a few more questions, and then we'll let you go out in the sun. So
definitely.
Go for it, Josh.
Jen's asked a really good question. Can you remove your own clicks on your website from analytics? Yes, of course you can. You can block your IP address on analytics. So it's all kind of in the admin section. You can choose whether you are blocking kind of your IP and so forth. I'm just struggling to remember where that is. I set this up quite a while ago. I will show. I'll tell you what. If you're up for it, Jen, I can show you on a one-to-one basis. I just need to remember how I did it the first time. But yeah, you definitely can check it. In here, what you can do is you can choose your kind of filtered views, and you can choose whether you want all website traffic, or if you want, for instance, you want to choose. For instance, we have a lot of kind of people in the office, and I don't really want to track what they're doing on the site. So I've got different views that I use, which then excludes all that traffic, and then I can see true representation of users and so forth, and all that type of stuff. You can do that. These are in your views. I believe it might be in customization. Yes, here we go. So you can go to custom reports, and again, you can set it up this way, and you can exclude. Here we go. Yeah, there is a way of doing it. You can exclude your IP addresses and so forth on there. Again, we've had a kind of another good question, Andrew. If I can't find a sitemap on my site, what should I do? Really, really good question, actually, there, Andrew. So there are loads of kind of sitemap makers out there. I believe they're kind of a most common one. Sitemap XML, I believe. XML sitemaps, there we go. And this will generate a sitemap for you. So you enter in your URL and you can generate a sitemap, and then you can just upload that straight to Google Console, Search Console. That'll be the best way to kind of generate that sitemap for a site that's already existing. Leo, you can just get no data. Again, it depends on how long you've had Search Console up and running. It can take a little while to kind of pull up those links. Again, make sure you do input a up-to-date sitemap, and that will make sure that it starts bringing in through all that data. Make sure it's all up to date. Make sure you have inputted that a new version of the sitemap to start tracking all of that data there. Jen, is Google Search Console the only place you can see Google penalties? Google Search Console is, again, it's purely about your organic performance. And again, this is kind of showing you any broken links, any broken error messages. You can check your mobile usability as well on here. There are multiple tools out there that allow you to kind of see errors on there. Like we've mentioned, we've got our audit tool, for instance, that will show kind of any links or broken errors and so forth. WordPress has its own sitemap. You should find that easily if you use Yoast. Yes, exactly. Yoast SEO, they kind of create a sitemap as well. Do I then have to put the sitemap generated onto my site? I would highly recommend having a sitemap on your site. Yes, most definitely. I'd have a page of your sitemap. Again, that can help with SEO as well, can't it, Matt?
Yes, it can. Yes, it can. And on that note, we're planning some really good stuff for next week, guys. So we've got some really, and those questions there should hopefully help other people. We've got some really, like I say, good stuff planned for next week, and we're going into some more things around social media and SEO, so search engine optimization. And various things like that. So there's some really good things coming up next week. If you do receive an email for an 11 a.m. webinar, that's just for Infoserve customers. So it just might have been a cross wire in terms of the emails. The 11 a.m. webinar that starts next Wednesday is more for Infoserve customers, kind of helping them with their products. So believe it or not, we're going to be doing another daily webinar to help any customers of ours on a daily basis with their products. So yeah, I mean, like I say, we'll leave it there, guys. We'll let you go, and we look forward to seeing you again Monday. Now, we're probably not going to do one over the weekend, so we probably can't do a webinar this weekend. Usually those are just bonus webinars. So what we're planning on doing is an unbelievable session on Monday instead. So it's jam-packed full of really useful things, going kind of stripping back to basics, but expanding on websites and search engine optimization. So join us Monday. Join us Monday at 2 p.m. And instead of doing one tomorrow, Saturday, instead of rushing that, we'll basically be building up for the big one on Monday. So Monday, 2 p.m. Tell everyone you can. Infoserve.com/COVID. And of course, if you need our help, just reach out to us for a one-to-one, and we will get in touch. We appreciate your patience. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a lovely day and have a lovely weekend. and let us know your feedback. Yeah, if you want to leave us a review on Trustpilot or on Google, thank you in advance. Have a great weekend, everybody. Enjoy the weather whilst it's here. Josh, we need to get outside. We've been inside for 3 weeks doing webinars.
I know.
So let's get out there. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a lovely weekend. See you Monday.
Yes, see you Monday. Thank you very much, guys.